Good evening. I must apologise. It's my fault we're late. It's not the wonderful Mary Greenwell's. I was stuck in traffic coming back from my mother's. So I texted her quickly and said, I'm really sorry, going to be stuck in traffic. Do you mind if we do it a little bit later? And she said, it's absolutely fine. She's so gracious. She really is. So tonight is an exciting one. Part 2. I knew you were going to love Mary Greenwell. I just knew you were going to love Mary Greenwell. Of course you did. And then we decided that we'd just do makeup and that part 2 would be skincare and tweakments, an idea of Mary's. Let's see if Mary's here. She's not. Let's have a quick look and invite her in. She comes right at the top of my list, which I love. There you go, Mary. Where are you, my darling? I'm in. And let's have a look, see if she's there waiting. She should be. I'm excited about this one because it's very funny. We have quite different opinions about skincare. I'm quite a sort of sciencey based budget person. And as Mary said to me earlier, hello, my darling.
Hi, darling. Hold on. Yeah, hi.
No, I must apologise. I've already admitted to the fact that this is all my fault. We're late, not your fault at all.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm actually, thank goodness you gave me some extra time, baby.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
And I was also saying that we'd had a little quick of conversation where you said, I'm going to have to start by disclaiming yet again that I'm going super high end, but that's what we love about you.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys, but you must understand that, you know, as I said before, my clients and me love high end, and I'm blessed. And I also want to say one thing. I'm not being paid by anyone for doing this. So just to confirm, the brands I talk about, I'm not being paid. I'm doing it so simply for love to you viewers and to you, Nadine, and to the products I love, but I'm not getting a penny from anyone. Sadly.
She genuinely is not. Can I just say that? I did see a couple of comments and I thought, no, this is not the case at all. Mary's always really honest and open about these things. Hello, Lucia Ferrari. Hello, Shareweb. See, all your fans are dropping in.
Yes, how lovely. How great.
So tonight, we had no problem talking for 45 minutes about makeup. Obviously, you're the doyenne of makeup. But tonight we thought we'd do skincare, and then you volunteered tweakments, which I'm quite liking as well. So where do you want to start, Mary Green?
Well, let's start with the tweakments. Okay, let's start then. Then we move on to products, which I've got here. So let's start. Okay, treatments. First of all, there's only 2 people I can't live without. I can live without everyone else except for 2 people. One of them is Wasim, who I go to for my tweaks, who I simply adore and worship. And we're having dinner with him in a couple of weeks' time, aren't we, Nadine, you and I?
We are. Can I just say also, Wasim is the gentleman that's come to my help when I was diagnosed with B12 anemia, and he's been giving me my injections regularly. He's so charming and so funny. I adore him. Do you mind me asking what you have done?
Absolutely not at all. So I had, so I started with Botox, obviously, with him. This is like a few years ago, and then went straight on to Profhilo, which I love, which I have done my neck too, which I swear is why my neck, and I'll say it, is in such good condition, because it really does have to have Profhilo. You come out with bubbles way down your neck, so you have to wear a scarf. And for like,
can I just say I've never seen Profhilo used like that
on your neck. On your neck, yes. Yes, you come out with bubbles all the way down. You have to wear a scarf.
Traditionally, so Profhilo is an unlinked hyaluronic acid, got 10 injections either side, but you get them micro dotted down your neck.
I do. I get 5 down each side and 5 down the middle, taking it down to my décolleté.
I love that.
Yes. So Profhilo, filler. I started to have filler quite recently, and just fill in very specific spots, like just to fill in a bit here, and and he gave me a little bit of filler here because he said I was getting sinking there a bit, and a little bit of filler here just to lift the jawline a little bit. So filler, but not to change my expression or change anything. Then
super soft, super subtle. In fact, I might get Wasim to tell us at the bottom exactly what he's used, but I know Wasim, he will be using a Tioxan, really soft, pliable, super soft, subtle filler. I know he will.
Okay, great. You better know more than I do. Botox, of course, in my forehead, and again around here to lift this area, because this is where, you know, I'm really starting to age. It's all kind of, especially when I'm in bad mood all day, I'm walk around foul mood, so it's all drooping. And as you know, when we sleep, we are inclined to sort of droop when we sleep. We're not like, when we sleep, we're so, right? So that's my problem there. So
But you know that doctors can tell which side you sleep on. When I spoke to
100%, I know which side
what
I sleep
time
on,
I
baby.
said he could
Darling,
tell.
I can see it on myself. It's really frightening. I go more this side, more this side. So Botox, and then what's the other thing? Oh yes, and then the thing I'm going to own up to. He gives me a very, 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 very thin, it's like water, filler in my lips now.
Okay.
And it's literally like he puts in one long injection and pulls it through. So you have 4 injections and it just pulls through on both sides of my lips. It's not like ding, 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 ding. It's one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just it's like a water basin. It just fills in the mouth so little that no one ever knows I've had my mouth done.
So it's not about making your lips necessarily look larger. It's about defining the edges and hydrating them, I would imagine.
Correct. And just sort of making them look a little bit more youthful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we do everything to make it look more youthful, obviously. So that's what it does. But it's such a liquid filler, I can't tell you. It's like nothing. Before he did it, I was a bit scared. Like, oh, I don't want filler in my lips. I really, he said, no, look, darling, it's like a drop, and it was like water. And that's what he fills your lips with. It's amazing.
Okay, can I just say here, are you brave when it comes to having your tweakments? Are you quite sort of...
Oh, I'm terrified. I have to be completely Elmoed up. Elmo, which is the local anaesthetic that I go in having put it on myself like 15 minutes before. So I go down the road looking like a white face, looking like a weirdo, like a total weirdo. And then, then that's it. So I don't waste his time by sitting there waiting for the cream to work. I've already done it for him. I think it's
Wasim has joined us and he's saying he's using the RHA filler from Tioxan, which I knew it would be. So I'll credit Tioxan down here. But if you'd care to add in a few comments about exactly what you do, that would be wonderful. And which particular filler in which parts of Mary's face, Wasim, we'd love that.
Go for it, darling. I have my complete permission. Go for it.
Go for it. We love you, Wasim. We love you. And you were saying another doctor that you
Another doctor I can't do without, which is for facials, and I saw today. And in fact, my skin underneath my makeup is quite... She told me not to wear makeup today, but seeing I was doing a live with you, I said, I'm going to put makeup on. She said, never mind. So she's called Fatima, and she's at 5 Carlos Place. And she is the best facialist I've ever met in my life.
That is quite a recommendation, Mary Greenwell.
I went in today and I had, what I had there, I had microneedling and radiofrequency today. And she's incredible, right? And then she also massages lovely creams. And she has a whole line of skincare, which is unbelievable. So I use it after I've done my facial, I will use it for 2 weeks. And I literally follow her regime, which is printed out like this for me. And that's her regime, right? Morning, evening, whatever. And it's amazing. And her skincare is phenomenal. There are a few people I've sent to her and their skins have completely changed. So between Wasim and Fatima, I need no other people. Okay? I don't need anyone
I just say
at all.
Wasim is already saying RHA 4 for her temples, RHA 1 for her lips. There you go. He's already telling me. I love you, Wasim. You're amazing. Thank you.
I love you. And see there, I told you it was a very thin one for my lips. It's like it's amazing.
And can I just say, I filmed with him once and he was showing me the different textures on a mirror. And the RHA 1 was so light. And I picked it up and I put it on the back of my hand. And it was like a moment from Death Becomes Her. My hand instantly plumped up. It was beautiful. I think they do actually sell something really similar in a skincare Tioxan RHA 1.
Do they?
Yeah, it's a serum, which you'd probably like.
Okay. I'm sure I would. But anyway, I don't have that today.
What do you have?
So what I'm going to start with, so I'm going to start with my day regime. I think, let's go to day. So I've done my 2 favorite doctors in the world. I can't live without them. Everyone else is, someone want to talk about Morpheus 8. Yes, I have had Morpheus 8. I think it's incredible, but it's quite painful. But yes, it works. Yes, your skin looks amazing. But I feel that I've got what I need from these 2 guys. And I think that, it's just, you can't spread yourself too thin. You really can't. Morpheus 8 I had about 2-3 years ago. It was great. Moved on. But I did love it. The other thing that I had many years ago now, like 6 years, I had threading in my lower jaw, like through here, up here.
Did you think that worked well for you at the time? And do you feel like it lasted? Because my concern with threads is I think that they don't really last very long.
I think that threading is amazing. Again, it's something you have to keep up.
Yes.
But, I mean, I tell you, once you find people you love, you really don't need to spread yourself thin. This is my point. It's just like staying with the ones who you trust, who you love, and hopefully who love you. I mean, in return, it's a two-way street. So it's very much a sort of sharing thing.
I remember you had it done with River Aesthetics, didn't you?
Well, who I adore.
Yeah, they are very good.
They're amazing. Yeah, they're divine, those girls. I love them. I would go to them. I would go to them absolutely 100% again.
Oh, they are. I think they're the clinical excellence leaders in threads in the UK. So you definitely went to the right people.
I was about to say,
but you wouldn't be tempted to have them again, Mary?
Not at the moment. I would go back to them in a heartbeat, but not yet at the moment. How about that? Okay. I guess, you know what, if I was going to have a treatment again, a big thing, a lift thing, I would actually go for a facelift. I mean, a lift, a real lift. One that has no downtime at all. I've yet to do the research on that because I don't feel I'm at that point where I really want it yet. But I will probably do that in, say, 2 or 3 years, have a proper lift. Mm-hmm. And I'll ask Wasim where to go for that, and then he can, you know, follow my treatments up on that. But I think that might be the way to go next, frankly. Yeah.
I do think there comes a point probably when, and I turn 60 this year, probably when people are in their 60s, when there is a point where you sort of think, if you really want that result, you do need to go under the knife. And you're completely discreet, but you and I both know of so many actresses that are of a certain age that have had just a little bit of lower work done, because this jawline is so important on the screen. It really is.
It really is. So that I agree with you. So that's my thing. But right now I don't have to be on screen. I'm just doing, you know, things with you.
Well, you are now. You're looking at yourself more often. This is what we're all doing, you see. So we're becoming more self-critical.
Yeah, right, whatever. I'm definitely more self-critical. I'm so self-critical, it's frightening.
You really are. For somebody so beautiful, you really are. Skincare, Mary Greenwell.
Skincare. All right. So that's that. So morning. So I wash my face with, I'm really loving this Barber Sturm Enzyme Cleanser, which I wash my face with in the morning.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Love that. And then if I'm in a mood to do this is in my bath, I would rather get up early and have a bath in the morning and spend half an hour in the bath doing all of this than go to bed late, because I'd rather just hop into bed and go to bed and just wash my face at night, but not do all these treatments at night. So I'm inclined to do everything in the morning, so I will have enough time to do all of this in the bath, okay? Mm-hmm. And then I'm actually loving the Radiance Resurface by Charlotte.
Oh, good. I like that one very much so. This is very interesting. So you do quite like a resurfacing cleanser rather than a cream cleanser, do you, in the morning?
Right. No, this is it. So this one is an enzyme cleanser, which is like it's like a powder which you have to melt in your hand. It's divine. And then this. So I like quite aggressive cleaners in the morning, rather sort of really proactive ones.
Yes.
I'll use this in the morning, okay, and then immediately after that, after the 5 minutes is left on, I will put on, which I use every single day, which is the Exuviance Illuminating Oxygen Facial.
Oh, I love that. I have to say it.
Beyond
I absolutely
amazing.
love that. I'm just grabbing another pen, Mary. Ignore me.
Okay, darling. I'll go on rabbiting about this product. So
I love that product.
It's amazing. So you just squeeze out like 5 drops into your hand, squeeze them out, and then what you do is you just put it on your face and it foams up. It becomes like a foam. And now you can wash it off. What I'm trying to do is just let it all foam in. So I don't put on enough to waste it. I put on a very little, so it's a real base for everything. And it's just a foaming cleanser. Foaming, what's it called?
It's a foaming
oxygen facial.
Oxygen facial. It's a lightweight hyaluronic acid that bubbles on the skin. And I've had facials, Exuviance facials. I love the feeling of that. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's sort of itchy as you get used to it. And I never put on enough to waste it. And I never have to put it on for long enough for it to bubble for long, but it sort of itches for a while. You just get used to it. And then you love it. And then you just absolutely love it. It's just wonderful. So that's that. So that's that. Then I'm out of the bath. Then on my body, I'm using at the moment, on my arms, I have, because I'm always doing this with my arms, like my arms are stretched out and reaching people, whatever, I get quite sort of, I don't know, I get very tight muscles in my arms and they ache a bit. So I'm using Dream Distillery. This is meant to be used at night, but I'm using it today. Dream Distillery, which is like a CBD oil, which I put on my arms, just on my elbows and on my shoulders, from my elbows up to my shoulders.
Can I just say, Wasim is obsessed with the balm for his neck and his shoulders here, from leaning over people, treating them all day as well.
Yes, so I'm obsessed by the balm too, which the balm I use every night on my hands. what I use it, yes, and I use it as, especially through here again, because I'm working my hands, so they get quite stressy, a little bit. I think they're very slightly arthritic now, which most people get at a certain age. It's just like a little bit of arthritis in your fingers. Not bad. I'm not complaining at all. I'm so blessed. So I use the bed balm at night on my again on my shoulders and on my hands.
It's very interesting. It's almost because your hand has been in this position for so long. It's almost like an RSI through the arm, isn't it? And hands and fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really,
that brand is called Dream Distillery, but don't worry, I will credit everything below. Last time it took me about 3/4 of an hour to type.
I'm so sorry, darling.
I love it. I love sharing the information.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So moving on from that, then illuminate. Right. Did I tell you? I said in the bath. I like to use like a body scrub in the bath too, because I remember I've got all this thing going on. My bath is my ritual in the morning. It's like my.
I love that,
and I love it. I'm loving the Elemis Frangipani Monoi body polish.
Again, you like a proper old school scrub, don't you? Your morning routine is quite an energizing, active one, isn't it?
Very much so. I love that. Yeah, it's all kind of like waking my skin up. So I love that. And then body lotion, always a body lotion, no matter what, always a body lotion. And right now I'm using I'm using the Belmont 24-hour body lotion, which is divine.
Okay. And is that a lotion or a balm, do you think?
It's a cream.
Okay. Right, okay.
Right.
And all over top to toe, or just on particular dry areas?
All over top to toe, from head to toe, from neck to toe.
Okay. And does it take a while to sink in before you get dressed? And
no, because I put it on, and then I'll go make another cup of tea or coffee or whatever, and then I just walk around the house with nothing on, and then I'll start to get dressed, and then I'll put my knickers on and my bra on, and then I'll do my makeup, and then I'll get dressed. I'll get dressed after I've done everything else.
Lucky your neighbours, may I just say.
They can't look in, my darling. I'm at the top of the building. No one can look in.
I remember visiting you once, and somebody said to me, "Where do you live?" And I said, "You have the most exquisite, very top floor, almost like penthouse flat with the most beautiful." I remember meeting you and interviewing you there. You had candles everywhere, and you have almost like a rose garden outside on your roof terrace.
I'm looking out to my rose garden now, except it's
so stunning. And can I just say, you can tell if you ever visit either Mary's or Sam's house, and I've been lucky enough to visit both, you can tell they're both aligned when it comes to choices of flowers. They love blousy, beautiful, fragranced roses. Adorable.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do. Yeah. I love going flower shopping with Sam. It's great.
Oh, it's heavenly, yes.
It is, it's heaven. So then arms doing the silly, right, moving on. Now, should we just do, no, there's coming in. Then so now, what I've also done in the morning, after I put my before I put my body lotion on, I put on a mask.
Okay.
My favorite masks are one skin. I rate them so highly. So I either put on the Celestial Black Diamond Lifting Mask.
Is that that's the cool one you always see on Instagram? That's like black, isn't it? Like a super, not a supermodel, a super. What's what I'm looking for?
The
superhero mask. Yes,
the hero. It's a firming treatment mask. So I love this one. I also love. This is their classic rose gold.
Okay.
Which I will use if I'm going to go and lie down again, right? Remember, I haven't put anything on my face yet. I haven't put anything on my face that is like a treat. I've only sort of cleansed it so far, right? And put the oxygen facial on. And now I'm going to, so then I will use this or one of these masks. And then.
Do you use one of those every single day, Mary?
No, I tried. I'd like to think I use a mask about every three or 4 days.
Okay.
Quite a lot. I mean, again, making time. I love my morning time, darling. I love it. This is the depuffing one, which is heaven.
Okay.
Wake up feeling puffy. And then, of course, if you haven't got time for the whole mask, you always do have time for the little eye ones.
Oh, I love the little eye ones. Now, can I just say, we were chatting about this when you were talking about your makeup. And I'm not sure if I learnt this trick from you, but do you believe in sort of applying them and then applying eye makeup and then peeling them away and then applying facial makeup?
No.
I've seen so many makeup artists do it, you know.
Well, good for them, but I've never done it. I'm not going to try.
All right.
They would get in my way because I want to get them really, really close into the eye.
True.
So no, they would just get in my way.
Ignore me, Mary Greenwell.
I won't ignore you too. I love you far much too much to ignore you, but I just don't know. That's not my style. But you know, good. Anyone, listen. Anybody can do anything these days, right? Then they have that wider. So there's like 5 different masks to choose from, and they are all great.
And do you rotate them fairly regularly?
Yeah, well, depending what my skin is like. Like obviously the depuffing one is really great if you're in a hurry. Well, you're not in a hurry. You're going to be doing something daytime. You want to look good straight away. The other ones are just more hydrating or whatever. But they're just, for me, they're the best masks. They really are. No one's beaten one skin masks ever. Yet. I mean, you know, they're great. And I think that's how they became successful with their masks, actually. You know,
I think they're most well known for their masks. The minute you held the black one up, I just know I've seen so many people posing in them and absolutely loving them. I definitely have.
Yeah.
So after a mask, then what, Mary?
So then after the mask, I'm just working down my list, baby. It's a long list we're going to go through here. Then, okay. Right, then, okay, so mask. And then we have, like, my favorite eye cream is Sensai. Now, interesting enough, they say the rich, the melty rich eye cream for day.
Yes.
And the refreshing eye essence for night.
I think the other way round.
Well, guess what? I use them both.
Oh.
So I use this one first, the essence first, because it's more like a serum product.
Mm-hmm.
And then the eye cream, this delicious, amazing eye cream on top. Okay.
Okay, so you start with an essence and then go in afterwards with the melting eye.
Yeah, and then I've learned and I've been taught that you always should take creams around your eyes in this way rather than that way, so you don't pull the skin. So you go pat in, pat in, rather than pulling out. Okay, that's what I've learned or been told, and that's what I do. So those are my eye creams. I love mine. These are night and day, by the way. So I'm using night and day because they're wonderful. Then moving on. So now, oops, what have I dropped? Something rather important. It has to come in later.
While you're picking that up, Mary, can I just say I think we've been responsible, or you've been responsible, for that Sensai mascara selling out everywhere in the UK.
I probably good.
I think so.
Oh yes, and I just want to say something. Everyone's asking what kind of brush do I use to work in foundations. Do you remember?
Yes.
So this is my favorite one. This great big gorgeous plump one by Shiseido. It is phenomenal. It's a Shiseido brush and it is absolutely dreamy, Shiseido. And it's really big and you can work it in your skin really fast. It's really pretty, it's divine, it's chic, it's so chic, and I love it.
I will go back and I will add that to last week's video.
Yeah, or you can add it to this one, just saying what we forgot.
Okay.
Or any way you want, my darling.
And to everybody watching, by the way, I'm going to upload both of these videos to YouTube this weekend as well.
Good. Okay. So now, right. So now moving. Now then we go on to serums, right?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite serums are, and now, okay, after going through my skin design time, which obviously I do because I so believe in her and I love her so much, and she has all these products that are extraordinary, and she'll write out a list what suits you, especially after your facials. Then my other products I love the Clé de Peau, the serum.
Yes.
It's a classic. It's divine. All my serums are going to be quite classic. You'll see.
And you use that mainly for hydration, do you?
I think serums are really good. I think if you put on, my skincare regime is so, I don't think you can ever do too much to your skin to hydrate it. So I just layer and layer and layer. And I'm, again, I'm so spoiled, but I can just layer and hopefully it always look as if my skin is hydrated, which is the most important thing.
Yes. Especially when you reach a certain age, I absolutely agree, Mary.
Yeah.
So more than one serum or just the Clé de Peau one every day?
Well, it'll be a different one or maybe two, but anyway, it'll certainly be this one or two classics by La Prairie, which I simply adore, which is the White Caviar Serum.
Okay. Yes.
Right. Or this other classic, which is the Skin Caviar Liquid Lift.
Okay. Yeah.
Love those. Adore them. Right?
Yes.
The other one I'm kind of into at the moment is the Chanel number one to Chanel, their revitalizing serum.
That's the new super lightweight one, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, which I'm kind of into because I'm trying and I'm actually loving it because I do love Chanel products so much and I love their skincare. So I'm really into this at the moment too. Okay. That's that. Then moving on, then what I'm going to use on top of that, because I can, I'm going to use the Protective Fortifying Cream by Clé de Peau as my moisturizer, my day moisturizer.
Okay, so do you still feel that even after those serums, and if you layer 2 or 3 serums on, do you still feel you need a moisturizer?
I'm probably using 1 or 2 or not 3, but certainly I love this too. Yes, I do believe in having more moisturizer. Because I quite like thinning my my foundation out by putting on a lot of moisturizer.
I knew you were going to say that, because that's what you hinted at in the first video. You said, I love this foundation. Some people find it quite heavy coverage, but the truth is it can be thinned out if you prep the skin properly with skincare and leave the skin damp with skincare and tap it with a touch. Yeah, absolutely. It makes complete sense. Complete sense.
Doesn't it just? So I just love that one. That one I love. And then, so then moving on, then what I'm going to do that now is I'm going to put on my, I don't like this part, by the way, I wanted to let you know, all these products work with foundations. None of them go bubbly.
No, none of them pill, which is
none
so
of them
important.
go bubbly and peel. None of them. None of them go,
that must be a makeup artist's nightmare.
Well, luckily I've passed those hurdles now, but it is a nightmare. If someone comes to me and says, "Oh, I've got moisturizer on my skin already," I go, "Oh, please, don't worry. I'm not. You don't have to take it off. I've got moisturizer on. Do you mind?" "No, I really like what I've got on." Okay. And then you start working and you put something else on, because you obviously have to put more on because you have to, and it starts to bubble. It's like, oh. And then you go on flaking it off like this, like literally flaking it off like you've spilt something on the face. It's really annoying. But anyway, never mind. So I've tried these products are all tried and tested for that, so it's fine. So the step I don't particularly like for this very reason, but I will do it just because I can, because I have to, is my La Roche-Posay 50 day. Every day, I'm told to use it every day by everybody. So I'm getting better and better.
I think there's something about women our age. We weren't raised with SPF, so it doesn't feel like a natural step. And also, can I just say, it is the step that most often peels.
Exactly. This one peels less than some. And the other one that doesn't peel is the Prairie, by the way.
Yes.
Okay. But this one doesn't peel either. And the Sicily one doesn't peel. But let's face it, let's give some love to this one. Wasim's just said bravo for me using this. Thanks, baby. Okay. So, yes, I'm using that. Then that's that. Then the last point, and now I've packed it to go away because I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Paris. So I have the Armani Luminous Silk Primer just before you start the makeup. And that would be absolutely it. How many layers I have on now? Because
quite a few. That's very interesting, because somebody asked under the previous video, do any of these foundations require a primer? So your primer of choice would be the Armani Luminous Silk Primer. Okay.
Love it. I love it. I haven't got it here because I packed it. I didn't have a spare one in my drawer to bring it up. But it's great. Armani Luminous Silk Primer is divine.
And may I ask why you like a primer?
I think it does help the foundation to go on better. Okay. It's another step. It's a primer. That's what it's foundation primer. That's what it is. So yes. And because I love Armani so much, because I know their product so well, it's just very easy for me to use it.
Yeah. People are asking if you're going to Paris with Kate, but I presume you're going to Paris Fashion Week.
No, I'm not going to Paris Fashion Week. I am going with Kate, yes.
I love that my followers know you. They're almost stalking you, Mary.
But someone spelled Kate wrong. They spelled with a K rather than
and then somebody went back in with a C and corrected it.
Ooh. Okay, so that's that. So that's my day, darling. Okay. Moving on to night. Right, okay. I wash my face with, I love balms at night. I love them. And because what I love is filling my basin with warm water, because the foundation, as you know, the mascara needs warm water to take it off with. So I fill my basin with lovely warm water, lovely clean flannel every night. And I find that very important to use a clean flannel. I love that. I'm spoiled enough to do that. I have a clean flannel every night. And then what I'm using right now is the Estee Lauder balm, which I love.
Right. Okay. Can you give me the exact name, my darling?
Yes, I can. Hold on. It's called Micro Cleansing Balm. This is a Micro Cleansing Balm. That's what it's called. Okay. Yes.
Can I ask where you get your flannels from, or do you not worry about it?
I steal them
from hotels. Mary Greenwell, I love you.
And then I do buy them too. And I get them from like Zara or something. I'm not going to be worried about it. It's just a flannel. I'm not. They don't have to be like really, 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 you know, top.
I don't know. I don't think
this little
the
white
George
square one,
Sank is going to come for you, Mary. I really
they're
don't.
literally like this size, just no bigger than my face hardly. They're just like perfect thing. And they're all cotton, but I always use cotton to take off the mascara at night so the flannel doesn't get too dirty. A bit obsessive and stupid like that. Anyway, so that's that. So yes, cotton pads to take the eye makeup off first, and then rinse everything off with the flannel.
So okay, can I ask, do you use a micellar water on your cotton pads? What do you use to remove your eye makeup?
No, the same balm, and I just dip the cotton pads in the water.
Okay.
So the nice.
And is that enough for you to get every scrap of your makeup off? Because I'm a 100%. Single step cleanser as well, girl.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You know, it takes a little bit of time, and you have to go with it, and you have to. I mean, all this takes it only takes 3 minutes or 2 minutes. It's not like a one, but it's really, really, really good. And so,
at night, your aim is to be quick and efficient and effective.
And gentle. And gentle.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. And I also think, I use a fresh cloth every night to take off my makeup, and I think that supercharges whatever cleansing balm you're using. So I agree. I'm a single step, and as long as I've got a cloth, I'm happy.
Someone said, is it for the César Awards? Yes, it is. I'm going with Kate to Paris tomorrow. So yes.
You lot truly are stalking my friend Mary Greenwell.
No, they're stalking Kate because she's so fabulous and everyone loves her so
she's
much.
So fabulous.
Yeah.
I rewatched one of those Indiana Jones movies the other day, and it was the one that she was in as the Russian baddie. And I watched it just for her, and she was fabulous. She was so camp as a baddie and so wonderful. Adore her.
She's amazing. Right. So that's then. So moving on from just washing my face at night, I then go into. I'm a classic like this. I love the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair.
Okay. I grew up with that one. It was the first serum I ever used.
I know it was the first thing we all used, but you know they keep making it better and better, and it's just getting better and better.
But do you know, I remember being at the launch of it. I am that old, Mary, and I remember looking at it and looking at the dropper and thinking, what strangeness is this? You've never seen anything, and it's still absolutely my all-time favourite smelling skin product. There's something about that slightly herbal.
What, this one, the Night Repair?
Yes.
The Night Repair. Let me smell it. I don't think I've ever thought about that. Oh yeah.
It smells utterly unique.
Yeah, it smells really clean.
Yeah, I love it.
I love that one. And then of course, I mean, there's just because I'm Spartan, I can say it, but I do love my Augustine Beta serum.
Okay, so that's the serum. You were mentioning the rich cream like you liked under makeup, but the Augustine Beta serum.
No, I didn't say Augustine Beta under eye. No, I said Armani.
Oh, Armani. Right. Is the serum very hydrating? Because I personally have not got on with the light cream or the rich cream. I don't find them hydrating enough, but I haven't tried the serum underneath.
This is a serum, so it's not meant to be. It's hydrating. It's not enough hydration, but it's a brilliant. The ingredients in it are so good that it's hydrating before you put the other creams on.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But it's definitely hydrating enough for that.
Okay.
All right. So that's my night serum. Then my night cream is actually Le Prairie. So I use Le Prairie. This is another serum that I love, which is Pure Gold Serum by Le Prairie.
Okay.
So these are night serums, yes? These are for night.
Is the Augustine Beta one only for night?
No, not at all, not necessarily.
I genuinely don't know. Okay. All right.
I don't know either. I don't see anything as night and day, but I'm just sort of trying. I just can't somehow use that at night, and the other ones during the day. But
okay.
Really does not matter. Nothing is labeled night and day, really. I mean, they are, but you don't have to keep to that at all. Okay. But this is a wonderful.
Do you look for specific actives in any of your night or day products? So do you specifically look for, say, a vitamin C during the day or a retinol at night or anything like that?
I adore vitamin C products.
Okay. I
love them. And by the way, my lovely Fatima from Skin Design London has vitamin C and retinol. Strong retinol does not suit my skin at all. I find it really makes it. I don't like the freakiness it goes from. Everyone says, "Oh, it'll take a month or 2 months." Whatever. I'm not ready for that. I don't want that. I'm happy going to have a facial and have my skin like really, really. beaten up and look maybe stressed for 24 hours, but I'm not going to go and put myself through retinol, except for Fatima's, because she does do one which is amazing, 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 okay? Which is a very light retinol, and I love that one. At night, so that's that. Then the other one I'll use at night, which I love because I just think it's the most divine, beautiful product, is I love Guerlain. I love the Abel Royale creams. Do you like them?
Oh, I don't use a heavy cream at night. I prefer a lightweight retinol serum, but my mother is obsessed with Guerlain. Absolutely obsessed.
Such a wonderful old brand, and I love it so much. So I use this one, and then I use we've mentioned the Prairie, and then of course the classic, which I simply adore, which is Lemare moisturizing cream.
I knew you were going to say that. I was like, there's no way. I can guarantee you one product she's going to mention is going to be the original Lemare. Can I ask how long you've been using Lemare moisturizing cream?
I don't know, but I love you. Yeah. I love you. And they sent me a great big pot with my name on it, so I just fill up my little pot.
Tell everybody how you use that cream, because it is very unique in its texture and it needs warming in the hands, which obviously as a makeup artist you're used to.
Right. So what I do, yes, you put it on, you think it's not going in at all, like, but you have to warm it between your fingers, rub it in, and then put it on. And you literally have to massage it in, which is another reason why I love it, because you have to spend a bit of time with it to really massage. And don't forget, all the skincare goes down your neck and onto your décolleté. All of it. Every single product I'm using goes down my neck and onto my décolleté. Okay, this is super important, super, super important.
Can I just say something here, right? And I forgot to mention this, right? The amount of people that came into my feed afterwards and said, I love Mary Greenwell's plum and lemon. I still have half a bottle of your lemon and I eke it out so slowly because it's so beautiful.
I know someone just said, I don't have any fragrances any longer, but I will bring them back one day. I promise you, everyone, I will bring them back because they're so amazing.
They are so beautiful. I know the perfumer Mary worked with. He's so incredibly talented. He will have those recipes. He will have those recipes somewhere.
Oh, no, not somewhere. They're mine.
Okay, so if you ever get the chance to find them, track them down, if you ever find them on eBay or anything like that, they are exquisite. I'm personally a lemon girl, but they are exquisite. And when I say lemon, it's not simple. It's the most complex, beautiful, green, nuzzle neck, sexy, dry down gorgeousness. I can't tell you how beautiful they are.
I know. Just before the company collapsed, we were going to bring out another one, which I won't tell you the name of or what it's like, but it was going to be my favorite beyond belief. It was so amazing. So I want to go back and work on one that hasn't yet been worked on. It is just extraordinary.
Look at people saying they bought 4 bottles of it.
Thank you, everyone. It'll be back. I promise you it'll be back. I promise you it'll be back. I promise you. No problem, darling. I'll make it back.
Good.
So the Lemare, I simply adore it. I love it. I love it. Love it. That's okay. I want to talk about something. Oh, and then my hand cream, which I absolutely adore. This is day and night, which is in my bag all the time, is the Sensai hand cream.
Okay.
It is beyond.
And I presume you need a really effective hand cream because you're constantly washing your hands anyway, because your hands are constantly in touch with people and in touch with products.
It's amazing, okay? And I just love it. And a beauty editor, one of your mates, one of my mates, said when I wrote about it or texted about it or something, or did a live on it, and said, it's the only hand cream I've ever finished.
Oh, who was that? Quick shout out to?
Can't remember. It was someone fabulous. And they wrote back and said, it's the only hand cream I've ever finished. Yeah. It's incredible, okay? So because we just it's the best hand cream in the world. And then also obviously the Dream Distillery. And then the other thing, by the way, which is something I learned. Where is it? Okay, right. So I have a beautiful friend of mine who fell on her nose and or walked into something and got a really bad cut down her nose to the point where she had to go to a plastic surgeon to have it restored. She must have fallen. I don't think she fell and walked into something. She never gets drunk. I don't know what she did. She must have fallen. And so the doctor told her to use Vaseline on her scar. Good old Vaseline.
Ah, that's an interesting. So tell me, so are you using that on your lips or cuticles? Where are you using
I'm using this. If I have like a little cut on my hand, I just put a tiny bit on the heel really, really fast. It is the fastest thing to cure and heal anywhere at any time. A little bit of Vaseline, especially on places you're not going to rub it off immediately. Like if you have like, you know, a little cut in your face or something, just Vaseline. The other place why I'm using it, why I'm bringing it into you now is if I'm feeling very, very, very tired and I've done all my face, all with these incredibly expensive products that I simply adore. I wouldn't just put this on without everything underneath. Is I will use this. I will take the Vaseline and I'll put it in my finger, and I will literally go around my eye with Vaseline.
Oh, so you're slugging.
What does that mean?
That's what it's called, Mary. When you put a final layer of Vaseline over your skincare, and then what it does is it traps the skincare onto your skin. It stops the water evaporating, and and it's an impenetrable layer so that your skincare can get to work and not evaporate off. It's called slugging, Mary.
I didn't know I was slugging, but I'm obviously slugging without even knowing that I'm loving the slug.
Yes, you're slugging, my darling.
Is that a good thing to do?
Yes, it is. So
okay, the only problem is the slugging.
I think Marilyn Monroe used to slug. She was the first original slugger, my darling.
The only problem with slugging too much, you just stick to your pillow like.
Yeah, that's true.
So I have to, just to make sure I haven't gone to sleep fully yet, I have to turn over twice. So I've slugged one side and unslugged both sides before I wake myself up in the night by saying.
Somebody said, do you ever break out? But I presume you don't break out. I don't think I've ever seen you with a spot in my life, have I?
No. Someone just said slugging. Who knew? I agree.
And the things you learn on this channel, people.
Things you learn. My God, I'm God, my goodness, I'm slugging. I love that. Okay. The other thing I do at night is use the micro infuse, which I found, if I'm not slugging, but I might start slugging every night now. I use the micro infusion overnight micro mask.
From?
One Skin.
Okay.
And these are little things that go under your eyes and down the side here.
And they've got little pointy bits of hyaluronic acid in, haven't they?
They're amazing. You like press them on. They don't hurt, surprisingly. You press them on, and because of the micro needling, they press on, they don't hurt, and they will stay on. Especially if you sleep on your back, which of course I don't do. But you know, that would help.
I've tried to train myself, Mary. I've even used one of those silly pillows that goes up the side. And I just end up
uncomfortable,
squishing myself into it. I want to do it because I get terrible lines down my chest now.
Right.
I know.
Well, you've got to take your skincare all the way down there, baby.
I know, you're so right. You're so right. But Wasim looked at me and he could tell what side I slept on because I've got a little sort of permanent squidge line in my eyebrow now. I asked him if he could fill it and he said he couldn't.
Oh, monster.
I know, honestly.
Darling, so what I also want to say is that I hug my pillow at night, by the way?
Oh, do you sleep like that, do you? Yeah.
So it has been almost an empty pillow, and I hug it.
I like a super soft one that I can squidge around my neck and up into my neck. Yeah.
But this is wellness. We'll do another wellness later.
Yes, I'm going to invite Mary back whenever she's about to hit a really, really busy phase. But when she comes back, we're going to do some wellness hints and tips. Because the thing about Mary is also, it's not only Mary's wellness tips. If you've ever seen a professional makeup artist of Mary's standing at work, her job is almost to create like a mini spa, sometimes on set, to calm people, prep people. And then also Mary travels all over the world. She flies long haul, she gets into hotels. I mean, that could really mess with your sleep pattern and your wellness. Mary has all the little hints and tips she's going to share with us.
I will indeed. Well, I will. And then I want to just talk about the thing, my home treatments, my darling, which are my Lemare.
Right. Okay. So how often do you use this? You call this you say it's Lemare. I say it's Lemare.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is, Mary.
This you have to, so when I go to bed, and you know, if I'm not going out, I'll go to bed really early and watch TV. I'm so into Pam and Tommy, by the way, I can't tell you.
I only saw a little bit of it in Gogglebox the other day where he's really started speaking to him.
Yeah, that's I think at episode 2. Anyway, it's really great. Now I've watched 5 or 6 episodes. It's so good. It's so good. It's so bad. It's good.
But also, can I just say, and you might know, kudos to the makeup artist and the prosthetics team. They've made her look so authentically Pamela Anderson 90s makeup. It's stunning.
And what they've done to Tommy is extraordinary. I mean,
but you know, she wore an entire neck and chest plate to create the fake breasts. Amazing. I really hope
makeup is beyond. I mean, she's just taken on that role like no other role. She's so good at it. I mean, we're talking about Lily James. She is
And she looks
extraordinary.
nothing like her in real life. When you see the pictures by side, the talent of the makeup and prosthetics team, amazing, amazing. Sorry, back to your Lima.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's good, my darling. It is phenomenal.
So back to your Lima laser.
Yeah. So to lie in bed just with your Lima, and then again a face oil. So face oils. Do I have any face oils up here? Well, actually, I could use the Vinta's daughter face oil. But you need something to like
help it glide.
100%. Because I was going to be putting.
And may I ask how long each cycle takes and how often a week you use it?
Well, you know, listen. When I'm really bored, I do it for an hour. When I really don't like myself at all, for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Depending which way I'm going.
And how many different light settings does it have?
1.
Okay, so this is a LED at home gadget that you use. You probably should ideally use it 3 times a week, and I would say probably half an hour would be maximum. But it's not going to do any damage if you use it for an hour. Don't worry, because it's light emitting diodes.
You go down your neck, and it's like.
Does it get warm, Mary, or not?
Nope, not even.
Okay.
But that's my Lima, so I love my Lima. And the other one which I love, which I've had much longer, and I simply adore it, is my little Peep Club.
Oh yes, I remember reviewing that when that first came out. So that is an LED, but specifically angled just for the eye area here, and it's super cooling.
Yeah, and it vibrates and it heats up, and it's absolutely amazing. I love it. So I have my little Peep Club, which is really easy to travel with.
And that's a nice one for when you get off a flight, if you're a bit puffy and you've got a little bit of lymphatic drainage problem. It just really gently vibrates out and back, and just takes the extra lymph out of the eyes.
Yeah, and with the LED light, it's heaven. I love it so much. So that's great. That's great. So that is that. Hold on, where else can we go? Goodness, I think you should ask me questions.
I think we might have done them all.
I've done my, one last thing, super important. This, for some reason, I always wake up in the middle of the night. Well, for some reason, I always wake up. When I wake up in the night, my lips are always dry, okay? Mm-hmm. So my favorite lip balm in the world is Comfort Extreme by Sisley.
Okay, I love that one.
Yeah. It is my favorite. It goes everywhere with me. It's in my handbag. It's by my bed. It's in my makeup kit. It is everywhere. It is by the most delicious product in the world. It doesn't smell. It doesn't taste. It's not weird. It doesn't, I sometimes lip balms you put on there, I didn't like the taste of that. This has no taste. It's using it's an upmarket Vaseline. That's what it is, but it's divine. It's much more portable. It's really gorgeous. I love it to pieces. But also it's thicker than Vaseline. Sorry.
It is.
It's not an upmarket Vaseline. It's something completely different. It's the best lip balm in the world.
It's a real cult classic. That eye gadget, by the way, is called Peep Club, and it's a vibrational LED specific eye gadget area gadget. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Now it comes with pure coconut oil, because again that needs an oil to slip with. So this is the pure coconut oil that comes in, which, as we know, coconut oil is the biggest healer in the world anyway. Pure coconut oil is a great.
But do you not have to cleanse it off afterwards? I wouldn't want to leave coconut oil on my skin. No,
it's fine.
Okay. Again, you don't suffer from breakouts at all. Not to be avoid it if you do suffer from breakouts. That's all.
Oh, what?
Coconut oil is technically not an oil. It's technically a wax, because it's unbelievably thick. It's solid at room temperature, isn't it?
It's solid. When this is in my bathroom, and I haven't been here, and so the heating hasn't been on for like a weekend or a week or 2 weeks, whatever. Like when I came back from being away at Christmas, it was solid.
Yes.
Now that it's with me every day in my hot bathroom,
or in a bathroom, it slightly softens up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But it's a little bit solid. It's a bit solid.
It's more of a wax than an oil, but if you warm it up between your hands, again, it will turn into an oil. It's simply to give slip. All of those gadgets should glide over the surface of your skin. That's the reason you need some sort of carrier. It could be aloe vera gel. It could be anything you want.
Exactly.
Choose something that suits your skin type. Yeah.
Someone just said I go to makeup remover. I have no issues with it. When I was lashed by a jellyfish in Lamu like 2 years ago. It was quite pretty. I had a line of jellyfish lying across my neck. It was actually really pretty. I think we talked about this last week. And I used coconut oil to heal it. Mm-hmm. That's what the locals said.
And I think also, it's like you were saying about Vaseline petroleum jelly. The secret is to seal it off from the air and then the skin can heal from within. But yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
that's the way they work. It's the same way that silicone scar sheets work on really post-operative. If you have an operation or something, if you heal it down and stop the water coming out of the skin cells will turn over more quickly and it will heal more quickly.
And
I
hence
think that's
Vaseline
absolutely
too.
brilliant.
So, darling, yeah, I'm going to slug tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to
Mary
slug.
Greenwell is going to be absolutely the most glamorous posh slugger in town. I can tell you that for nothing.
Oh.
Can I just say also, back in the day, slugging used to mean hitting somebody, but the things you learn on Instagram, slugging is technically sealing your skincare in with Vaseline and sleeping in it overnight so it can get to work. And it's basically super hydrates your skin. So
Well, no wonder, you know, when I think I need it around my eyes and my eyes wake up much more hydrated, it's because the eye cream hasn't been evaporating in the night. My lovely expensive eye creams have actually been able to work because they've been slugged.
Yeah, exactly.
Slugged.
Somebody just asked very quickly, any favorite perfume? Now, for those of you that don't know, Mary did have her own fragrance range, so she might still have some. I don't know.
I just brought up my favorite perfume that I'm using right now because I love it so much, which is Shalimar by Ghana.
Ah, how gorgeous.
It's so divine. I love Shalimar.
And if people ask where they can still buy plum or lemon, is there anywhere that there's nowhere at all?
No, I don't know.
I've occasionally seen it come up on eBay.
Yes, occasionally. The other thing that I'm loving, because I do love spraying my face after I've done my makeup. Yes, in the morning. This is still skincare. This is not makeup. This is skincare. After I've done my makeup in the morning, I will then go for, and that reminded me, I will then go for the number one, the Chanel, which is a spray,
a hydrating mist. I think that's one of the nicest products in that range, I have to say.
It smells amazing. It's like you're giving a spray of, you know, fragrance to your face. And of course, you know, no one has such set hairdos. They might have kind of a little bit of mist going in there. So I literally do this all the time on my clients, on me, and it's just divine. It breaks the whole thing up. It won't bubble. And better keep your eyes shut, of course. And it's just amazing.
I agree, and I think if ever you find yourself, anybody out there who's slightly you've overdone your makeup, we've put a little bit too powder on it, needs refreshing, a quick mist of something like that is great. It somehow hydrates and brings back everything to life. Mary Greenwell, you're an absolute star. Have the best
someone
time in
keeps saying,
Paris.
who's the lip balm? The balm is Sicily. Sicily lip balm. Sicily lip balm. Sicily
lip balm.
Sicily lip balm.
Extreme. Comfort Extreme. It's an absolute.
Thank you, baby.
It really is. So are you leaving early tomorrow morning?
I'm leaving on the 7 o'clock train. I'm getting up at 5:45 my car's picking up at 5:45 in the morning, which means I have to get up at 4:45. I won't just.
You will do if you have to go through all this and get in the bath and use your masks and scrub.
I might not do quite such a big regime in the morning.
Okay. And how long are you in Paris for, my darling?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
24 hours. And again, guess what then? No, wait, it gets much worse.
Go on. Where are you off to then after that?
Los Angeles.
For how long?
24 hours.
You see, and that is why you will all tune back in and get Mary's wellness hints and tips, because to stay on your A game, doing that to your internal clock takes some serious knowledge and product. It really does, doesn't it?
It really does.
Is that with Kate as well to LA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's going to the SAG Awards.
Oh, is she? That'll be really interesting. Okay, so are you going to be able to post your sort of look and what you've used on her at the SAG Awards?
Of course.
Good, wonderful. Everybody, if you're not following Mary Greenwell, what the hell have you been doing? She's amazing. And stay tuned, because as soon as Mary calms down slightly and the awards season is over, we'll get together and we'll do wellness. Yes? I think
I'd love to do wellness. It won't be very long. It'll just be like just how we all feel about well. Anyway, we'll do it. Please, let's do it.
Absolutely. The things that help you sleep, get over jet lag, get over muscle aches, make hotel rooms feel more homely, things you use on your clients to make them calm and relax before a big award show, anything like that at all, yes?
100%.
All right, my darling. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary. Love you.
Thank you. I love you. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a good week.
Safe trip. Yes.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye, darling. Bye-bye.